Yes, we are back after a win. Rio smiling, Yaba smiling, I'm smiling. Let's get it right. Let's get it right. I might not like the man in charge, but I don't like when we lose. So yeah, it's good to be talking about a win for a change. Yaba, how you doing, man?
Yeah, good. Welcome back. Obviously it's Monday, and we just got refreshed about what happened over the weekend. But we also got to talk about our own football clubs as well, the results. And unfortunately, I saw your Instagram post, so I'm sorry to bring this up, but you're going to have to go first. But anyway, I'm fine. I'm fine. Just getting over flu and everything. Had a few days off work. Ruined my whole weekend. I missed out. I didn't even go to my football match. I couldn't go. They lost, by the way, and I was supposed to go to a night out on Saturday night. Couldn't go there. I was looking forward to that. Supposed to go to Record Fair. Couldn't go there. Supposed to see my girlfriend. Couldn't see her. So I've actually been stuck indoors with the dogs, doing nothing but watching sports. And thankfully, Man United won. So that was the only good side of things. Yeah. Big up Rio.
What we say?
What's happening, man?
Yeah, man. Nail on the head, to be fair. Like, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because we are international break. It could have been so doom and gloom if we'd lost. But no, thankfully, our team did something. But yeah, Mr. B, what about your team, your actual team? What is this not looking promising?
Let's say a couple of hellos to the people in the chat. Big up Solo in the house. I hope you're doing well, man.
Yes, Solo.
Definitely. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Andrew in the house. In case I don't make it back, player rating. Let me hold this one. We'll hold this one. Andrew, I'm gonna hold that one for you, brother. I'm not gonna get that one up here. Bilal, we see ya. Bilal saying, lads, I didn't see that one coming. Well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that as well. Patrick, I hope you're doing well, man. I hope the wife is well, and I hope she allows you on the show on Friday. Yeah. I'm getting it in nice and early. I'm getting it in. But how you doing, man? Good evening. Congratulations on your club's win against Sunderland. Sending like Kanana recorded a clean sheet on his first Premier League. Up next, Liverpool at Anfield. No pressure, lads. Oh well, we'll see. We'll talk about that later on when we start dreaming and thinking of stupidness. Cole, hurry up and get your laptop back, man. Pornhub is missing his hits, man.
Face verifications have done him over.
We deserve better.
Yes.
I hope you're doing well, my friend. I hope you're doing well, man. I really hope you're doing well. And that's what I like to hear. Thank you very much. Link will be sent Friday at some stage. I will see you on Friday. Who else is on here? Right. Okay. So Man United we're talking about now, are we?
It's the Monday segment where we talk about the teams that we played for and manage over the weekend. So do you want me to go first?
Yes, please.
All right. So there's good news and bad news. The good news is our team lost 4-2 rather than 7-0. Where we played this team, we've got a league where it's the way they've turned it around now. We have to play each other 3 times in this league, because I think there's only 10 teams to drag it over the season. We've already played this team out of 3 of the 4 games we played this season. We played this team Harrow, and we weren't ready for them because they were already pre-seasoned up, and we weren't. They beat us. I think they beat us first game 7-0 or something. Then we lost to them again, and then we played them the weekend. And I wasn't there because obviously I'm flu. I was really ill. So I done the kit, gave it to my brother, and they sorted it all out. They only lost 4-2, and apparently it's like we're getting better and better every week, and so we only lost 4-2 to them. And I think we can beat them. Fair play. If any of you guys are watching from Harrow, well done. But we want to catch you in the cup now because we won't play you again in the league, just to show you that you can't, step over us like that. Yeah, It's not deserved, and we are getting better. Just we lost our goalkeeper. I told you about the collarbone. I showed you the snap. Our goalkeeper. We finally got a goalkeeper. Played the game last week, and he snapped his collarbone. He's going to be out for the next few months. So it looks like Zico went in goal at the weekend. But we're not goalkeepers, and I'm going to have to go in goal properly again from now on. Once I'm back, I'm telling you now, I'm going in goal. The penalty saver, bam, the cross taker, the leader with his elbows, a clean house, and good with it as well. I'm going to mash it up. I'm going to go in goal. Even though I scored last week, coming off the bench, came on and had to show them how it's done, score from a corner. I will go in goal. I can do it all. So I'll be the goalie from goal now on. And I think we can get better once I'm in goal and we give that stability in the team. So yeah, we won. We played 4, lost 3 to the same team, and won 7-0 against a team called Kodak last week. Mr. B,
that's good, man. Double A, how you doing, man? I hope you're doing well, man. Carl, let me read your message out as well. It's okay, Mr. B. Dusted off the gloves for a first time in a year Sunday. All right, look, let me keep my one brief. We lost 9-1. And I wasn't even pissed. I wasn't even pissed. The first game, obviously, we lost 3-2. We had 7 or 8 of the squad. This week, bruv, we had 2 players who looked like they've never kicked a ball in their life. Obviously, we were short, so I had to make a couple of phone calls. You get friends of friends.
Ringers.
I tell you what, bruv, I have never seen. I don't know why man say they can play football.
What position did you play him?
Honestly.
Like, where did you have to put him?
I played one at right, but one at left back.
It's out the way.
And one who was supposed to be playing right of a 5 in midfield. So 4-2-3-1. And he played everywhere but the position I asked him to play in. Obviously I got him off the Instagram. So it's one of those things, but the wind, good Lord. So we played against the wind in the first half. I said to them, don't play high line because of the wind. Fucking hell. I may as well have said blah, 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 because they took no notice. So we were 6-0 down in the first half.
Oh gosh.
The second half, we actually scored the first goal in the second half, changing formation. But as much as we lost, I know why we lost. So the 3 teams that have beaten us, if we had 9 of the 16, 17 players in the squad, we're beating them if we didn't have to beg and borrow. We didn't have a goalie, so we didn't have any of our back 4. My captain and centre midfield played in goal, so it was a mess. But what I'm hoping is that come the rematch, obviously, we played each other twice, that they think, oh, we're the same idiots and we've got a good squad out. So I put in a message of, I wasn't Mr. B. I was really, really calm. I just, said to them, they need to understand the situation. If we want to do anything in the league's gone. We've lost our first 3 games. The league's gone. But we've got 2 cups. So I said, we need to turn up, put the message out. Lo and behold, 10 first teamers are all in for Saturday. So whether it was guilt or whether they felt whatever is but yeah, so I'm telling you, next week, if I come on here and I'm talking about another loss, I'm going to lose my shit. That is the truth. So yeah, I've got that one out of the way. Yeah. Thanks, Yabba. I was hoping that segment would be missed this week, but thank you very much. There's 8 of us in the house. Oh, not tell a lie. There's 11 of us in the house on YouTube. But there's only 8 likes. I know there's only 3 of you left, but do the thing for us now. Sort it out. Right. So United won the game. A game that we dominated from, definitely dominated the whole of the first half. And I suppose once they matched us up, it was more 50-50 in the second half. But Sesko's off the mark. Not at home. Sesko's second goal, off the mark at home. It's his second goal for us. I'm falling in love with my number 9 again. Although he doesn't wear number 9, I'm falling in love with my number 9 again. I just see stuff that I like. What he does. I think he's feeling a little bit more confident. And obviously we played Lemons in goal. Obviously he was on the phone call to Yaba about coming out into the box and dominating his area and making saves with his feet. So all in all, I've had that part of it. Yeah, I understand it's Sunderland, but let's be honest, we lost to Grimsby, so I don't really give a shit. You know, we won the game. I'm happy. Mason Mount, who I said at the beginning of the season was key to what Amorim was doing. I think our recruitment was probably wrong, but look, that's a story for another day. He scored a good goal. He had a good game. I said I don't like the fact that he's starting over Cunha, but that's just because, you know, Cunha's the new toy. Mason Mount's been there and stunk the place out for 2 years with his injuries. But to be fair, this season he's come back flying. So yeah, I just want to hear you guys' thoughts on the game, and you know, obviously the players who played, Mainu still not getting any minutes. I want to hear the whole. I want to hear the whole of it. Rio, I know you didn't go to the game. I'm glad you didn't go because I think you're the jinx. So whatever you did this week, just carry on. Just carry on for the next game.
I prayed. You know what it is? I wanted Mason Mount. Mason Mount's my guy. Like I will sing the praises of Mason Mount. There's a player there, and you know, as you say, he has stunk the place out with injuries. So it's been a shame. And he just needed a chance in the team. And you can tell Amorim really, really likes him. Really, really likes him. But I was worried when I saw Delo starting at left wing back. I was a bit like, okay, what's the situation? Why is he starting again? But no, overall, it was a comfortable performance. And yes, you point out, absolutely, it's Sunderland and we lost to Grimsby. But Sunderland were fourth at that moment in time. You know, they've started off well. We've struggled. So you can only, it's really, really cliche. It's proper cliche, but you can only beat what's in front of you. And in terms of the performance, we did a very good job. It was a very good performance. First half, second half. And Lemons, yeah, you know, say as you mentioned, making saves with his feet. It reminded me of David De Gea when we got him. And young, youthful goalkeeper, likes to use his feet. Obviously, clean sheet as well. That would be a massive confidence boost. And yeah, ultimately, I think I understood why we waited for this game to put Lemons in goal. Because obviously, we had the City game. Why throw him in that City game? We had that, and then obviously a tough away game at Brentford. I think it got timed perfectly well, and it's gone smoothly. And now you got the international break. You can take that away, enjoy his relaxation, and then obviously Anfield when he returns.
So do you think he's now?
That's it now.
He's nailed on the club's first choice goalkeeper.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. It has to be. It can't go back now. No. I'm sorry. If Bayinda is in there, no, you can't. I'm still Amorim in, by the way. If Bayinda's in goal, I will be personally telling you all now, Amorim out. Out. We cannot go going back. He's number one.
So done. I think it was it was Bart put a message in the chat saying that Onana got a clean sheet his first game for United. I hear the chops. I hear it coming quick. I didn't even finish my sentence, boy. So I'm just saying, you know, I'm trying to be devil's advocate given us here.
Lemons.
You've seen enough in him to know that he's moving forward. He's the first choice. Yeah. We got
a nice clean sheet. That's it. He's the guy. No more Bayinda. It's not so much he's the guy. Actually, it's Bayinda's not the guy.
which is fair enough. I mean, we deserve better. In the last 22 Premier League matches, we have only beaten 10-man Villa, 10-man Chelsea, and promoted and relegated sides Leicester and Ipswich. And this season's promoted sides of Burnley and Sunderland. That is the benchmark that we are at the moment. I don't dispute that. Do you take any? This is to you. We deserve better. Do you take any I'm not going to say any joy because that's not the word when it comes to you and Amorim. The fact that we've won 3 games in a row at home, and I did say at home, it's not just me, but at home, factually, we are a little bit more, we are a lot more offensive. Do you think that is something that you've seen changing, or do you think it's just because we're playing the same dross that we're playing? Just let me know in the chat. Talk about the lovely technique from our Mason Mount for his goal. Yeah, look, see, Stephanie is totally agreeing with me that
I might be going to the Brighton game, by the way.
You are banned from for further notice.
I might
Vincent,
be going to the Brighton game. So
Vincent, you're in the house, yeah. Whatever hookup you have with Rio,
Vinny with
cut it. Just cut it, yeah. Rasmus, the -9 celebration, whatever he did, just cut it, yeah. We have no interest in Rio going to any more games. Whatever you had for breakfast, Rio, please, 2 weeks, have the same breakfast. You know, that same 2-hour regime before the game. And guess what? If it works, I'm sorry, man, you ain't allowed to go back to Old Trafford. Vincent, remember that, yeah? Double A. The Mount thing turned out to be the right thing. Cunha and Mbeumo haven't hit the ground running, maybe reached match fitness or lack of match fitness. Mount, he said he loved Mount when he came in. So as long as he stays fit, I suppose. I mean, look, what it does do, it keeps the players on their toes.
Yeah.
It keeps the players on their toes. Yeah, but obviously Mount hasn't been everybody's favourite cup of tea. Obviously, I was suggesting that he seems to be a favourite. Would you have Cunha starting over Mount, or are you happy the fact that there now seems to be competition in the 10 roles? And Mbeumo, I think Mbeumo's nailed down his position, and maybe Cunha hasn't quite done what Amorim wants him to be doing, or do you think it's just good to have competition?
Yeah, B, it's good to have competition. But I watched the game 3:00 live, obviously from my living room, and I really enjoyed it. The Mount performance was really sensational, man. As in, this is what I'm saying. So with Mount, all the managers he played for respect him. They all trust him. They all pick him for some reason. And now, as a casual, no disrespect, but I'm saying the words because people say, oh, she's a casual or whatever, you're not involved. But as a casual football fan, you can sit there and watch. And Mount won't always be your favorite player, but he's the manager's favorite player. Why? Because he works hard, he trains, he follows instructions. Simple as that. We look at Cunha, we look at Mount. You compare the two, they might be fighting for the same position, but the manager, at the end of the day, when results aren't going your way and people aren't in tune with what you want to produce on the pitch, you pick a player that follows instructions to a T. And with Mount, that's exactly what he did. Watching his performance on Saturday, it's really interesting to me how he's playing as a sort of a forward 10, but he had that responsibility to rotate his position. So he would drop back in to cover when things weren't working out. He would go on these shuttle runs to close down, close down, and put people under pressure. You know, and he does that really well. I was watching him saying, yeah, good. People don't recognize these things all the time. I'm not saying I'm skilled or anything, but I'm watching. I play, and I'm watching. I'm thinking that's why he's picked. He's doing things. Cunha, yeah, give him the ball. He will drive past people and ghost man. He's got his positives, but Mount all round, he has to be picked a lot of the time because he can be trusted to do things correctly. So, like
Mount's
I said,
got the Mount's got the ability to be like a 7 out of 10 a lot of games, and you know,
based on what?
Yeah, just based on his consistency, he's you know, he will always give you a 7 out of 10 minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Did you notice? Did you notice how he was dropping in? So when we were a bit vulnerable before, midfield, he was dropping in to make a midfield three that everyone wants at times to give us that added cushion and insurance at times. And I think that was really good. We needed that. And he was sort of they don't do identical things, even though maybe they're supposed to. But if the ball's on one side, we're Mount side, he will come over and drop in and be responsible and get behind the ball. And or buzz around them and put them under pressure and press properly. So these are the things that tick all the boxes for me to say the manager wants this. And going forward, if you're in games, it's a bit like when Park from Man United, the Korean guy, was playing ahead of Paul Scholes. And I'm like, what? we play this guy, but Paul Scholes should play, or whoever he's playing in front of. But then you realise it's a tactical decision because he would do the work. He could be trusted, and you need players like that in your team. For one, to get if you're struggling a bit rusty, just to oil things to get the tactics and the shape and the fluidity running smoothly. And Mount did that for us, and we got a win from it. And he stepped up with a goal as well. So he did a bit of everything. He helped out defensively, and then when it came into the box, where we've had so many shots, have you seen the data? We're up there with the best shot makers in the league, but we're not scoring enough. Scoring goals is really low, but compared to the amount of chances we're creating. So with the shot and the goal that he got, no frills, control, good first touch, got a yard from his first touch, and just put it in the corner. How hard is that? But we're making things hard. Do you know what I'm saying? All the shots we're creating outside the box in the different areas and making it hard. He just made it easy. Ball come over, lovely ball, Mbeumo into his feet. First touch was good. Your professional play, done that really well. Second touch, just slotted it in the corner. Not hard, just put it in the corner, placed it. And he walked away as if saying, that was easy enough. You know, well done, Mason Mount. And no matter what people say about him, injury and everything else, we can't give up on the player. There's a reason why he was the England international. There's a reason why he was playing Champions League football and assisting Havertz for the goal. There's a reason why he's so highly rated by all the managers. And that was a bit of evidence there. So sometimes he might not be in your favourite team, but as a manager, he will be in the most trusted team.
And I love what you just said. You said all of that pretty much. And then at the end, you mentioned the goal. So it's like, without the goal, his performance is incredible, but the goal was the bonus added on top. So I love that. I absolutely love that.
Exactly that.
All right, so I've got to just
put respect on his name. Sorry, we put respect on his name? Because I've heard a lot of stuff on his channel about, he's injured, we're giving up on him. You know, can we resurrect our love for this guy?
Mr. B, is that at you? Because I
don't have a problem. My issue was he was injured. My issue was we didn't see what he did. I said I saw in pre-season what was happening and what he was all about, and I didn't have a problem as long as he stays fit. It's fine. The problem is if he doesn't. It's not like Luke Shaw who plays in as a waste man for 90 minutes. Those are the man that I don't want to be seen on the pitch. You know what I mean? But Mason Mount, he's been injured for 2 years, and when he's now he seems to be fit, then he seems to be contributing. So I have no problem. Listen, if the players I don't like are making us win, I will take the win. I'm not that guy who's going to be throwing down hate. There's players who I don't think should be playing. Yes, granted. But if we're winning with them playing, then fine, you know. But when the run starts, I want, you know, I want my players in. Let's be honest, you know, it is what it is. We deserve better. You know, he's on a semi-run. Can we discuss Lemon's bozo moment where he left the area, left the box, missed the ball, took out Bruno? You have to ask yourself, what are they doing in training? Open floor, guys.
Rio, you can start with that. I mean,
well, I don't know. Again, because I understand.
You were just picking him up a minute ago.
Yeah, and that's why I said he reminds me of a younger hair, like that weird excess. I can't even say the word eccentricity. That word. It's like, you know, it almost like namesake, like Jens Lehmann. Like he had that about him. Obviously, you got Lemons now, but I think no, don't worry. Let's not point out. And I get it. It was a bit of a weird situation, and he took out Bruno. But I wouldn't mind Bruno being taken out at this moment in time, to be honest with you. But that's a separate topic. But no, he had a good game. So, you know, he still the guy for me. He's not Bayinda. So I will not even draw.
We have to talk about this. Regardless of him saying, clean sheet and everything, we have to talk about it. And we just bet is right about it. We have to talk about that error. But first things, the ball came, if I remember right, the ball came over and Bruno let it bounce.
Yeah.
Bruno was in the deepest position.
It was a miscommunication. That's what it was.
Yeah.
From who?
It shouldn't be that way.
From who? Who was
Bruno?
The
Bruno, the ball came over and Bruno could have headed it. Get something on it. I think it's that move, when it came over that. And Bruno was the deepest player. Get something on it, and then it wouldn't be in that sort of dilemma. But as a goalkeeper, you have to judge your distances and decide. If you come, you come. Who was it last week got sent off in one of the games in the Premiership? He started to come, and then he went back. I think it was Chelsea goalkeeper. Was that right?
Sanchez.
Yeah. Did he get sent off?
That was against us.
Yeah, against us. So he started to come, and then he got indecisive.
Yeah,
Like I said, I used to be indecisive. Now I'm not so sure. It was like that one. He got indecisive and decided not to do it. But as a goalkeeper, you have to be.
Oh, this is
make a decision 100%. And I think he made that decision, but then he completely missed the ball because it was got to the point where he thought, I can't go. He made the decision to get there. He got there, but then it was the case of you have to be careful because the player could go down. So I think he backed out a little bit, thinking, I don't want to give away a penalty.
Yeah.
So he got there, which is good. But then once he got there, a little bit of indecision, thinking, this player's faster than I thought. If I get a wrong touch or leave my foot in, it could be disaster. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that I'm not going to go off on him for that, but you have to pull it up. I even pull up stuff about Harry Maguire, so I'm not biased about anything. I liked his performance, by the way. He looks steady. The thing for me, he just looks steady, like a steady goalkeeper. The basics world. He made a good save. I think it was going wide. There was a shot which I thought it was going wide, but he got good hands and put it away. Not in the area where Mr. B gets vexed about in front of to the next player. He tucked it around. Indecision was his decision, says Stephanie Griffiths. No doubt. Did you catch that one? I used to be indecisive. Now I'm not so sure.
I went over there, that did. Fair enough. Okay. Fair enough.
We had Andrew's scores up. Here we go.
The disrespect here. I see. Oh man.
No, you know what? This is where the discussion starts. Guys in the chat, look. Obviously, you've seen Andrew's marks. Sometimes he can be very, very harsh. But the one thing he is is pretty honest. So he's got.
I don't mind.
Wait. Can I just say something, Rio? Yeah. I don't know if you're used to Andrew's scorecard, but if 10 out of 10, if you're scoring out of 10, 5 would be average, wouldn't it? So what would you call a 2, for example? If someone's got 2, how would you word that? How would you describe a 2 rating?
You need to you start looking for
start looking
for another club. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Rio.
Okay, so look, we'll go through Andrew's scores. Guys in the chat as well. Look, you're more than welcome to, not up or down. Okay. He's given Lemons a 7.
Fair.
Yep.
De Ligt a 7.
I thought De Ligt was very good. I think he was fantastic. Best game I've seen him.
I've got a comment to come up with the best game in a minute as well. I love De Ligt, man. Just as a defender. I don't know why my guy's not picking him. Koeman. But good. Let him sit down and chill for 2 weeks because he played him. He took him out for the last international and played him for 2 minutes. He brought him in the 89th minute in the second game. If you don't fancy him, don't pick him. So I'm glad he's left him at home. I think De Ligt's been impressive for us. He's given Euro a 5.
Euro 7.
Yeah, I would have to Euro was good.
7, De Ligt 7. No, Euro 5. Yeah, I've got it right. Yeah, he's given Euro a 5.
Euro is better than average. I thought there was times you see it's like the balls. He's got that pace. He's got that surety about him. He would drop a shoulder on the defender, on an attacker, and turn out of trouble and pass it and play it out. These things you've got to recognise as good play. When people will panic in situations like that, he's like, no, bam, turn away, place, pass, pay the pass. Basic things like that, which need to be appreciated a lot more. The only thing I'd say where his game is lacking a little bit is the physicality. Boom, clearing headers, being strong enough and physical enough. But on the ball, elegant, and in situations where he's playing in wide areas, very good in my opinion. So 5 is unfair, Andrew, in my opinion. Rio?
No, I agree. I think if you're going by 5 being average, he wasn't average. He was above average, but I wouldn't put him as a 6. I'll go 6 because he wasn't as good as De Ligt, unless you want to bump De Ligt up to an 8 and then you go Euro 7. That might be more fair, but no, I think I'd go 6 for Euro. I agree.
Okay, guys, if you are going to put him in, I'm going to keep Andrew's scores up first, and then obviously if you disagree and you want to put it in the chat, I'll come to yours afterwards. So he gave Dalot a 2. I mean, I'm gonna
Luke
be.
Shaw.
Oh, he get. Oh, sorry, bypass.
No. Shaw's got 6. Delow's
Yeah,
got
he
2.
gave Shaw a 6. He gave Shaw a 6.
I thought I don't know. Maybe I've just felt that there's an agenda against Luke Shaw. I know he's. This is fair. This is what I like about Andrew. He's being fair here, and I thought he had an agenda against Luke Shaw and would be a bit biased against him. But the 6 is fair. It's fair. I think Luke Shaw is very assured. There's a lot of things he does. Like I say, with the injury record and people discussing him, don't want him at the club anymore. He's still a top player in my opinion, and playing at centre back position, he's not really been used to. He's had to adapt to the last couple of years. He's very assured.
Stop that.
Yeah, he's very assured. And his technical ability on the ball, he's giving the ball first touch, immaculate. I think he's got one of the best first touch in the club. And especially on the run, you play it straight to him, he can play it forward, first touch out of his feet, and he's running on moving forward. Very good player. I thought 6 is fair enough.
Okay. I'm an idiot. I've just taken that starred one off. He gave Dalot a 2. I will not disagree. I think he has been shocking in every game that he's played. He's made at least 3 or 4 errors in every game that he's played. His mistake might not directly lead to the goal, but if you go back to where the ball was lost or the error that he made, you can see where it's counted down to. So I'm hoping. I'm not sure why he played. I know he's professional in training, but it's not always about training. If you're not producing on the pitch, I don't think he should be picked. Now Amarin's got some big decisions to make because our 2 worst players are his country compatriots. Is that right?
Yeah.
His compatriots. Both Portuguese, and they've been the ones who have been stinking the place out for the last since the beginning of the season. So he's got some big decisions.
Sorry, can I just salute Stephanie Griffiths? I was just seeing her comment, man. Banterist. I love the humor, man. I love having you on the show. You always make me smile. You always, back and forth. I really love your sense of humor. Brilliant.
Where is it gone?
Don't worry, it'll come. But she's very funny, man. Steffi, come on the show one day, man. Come on.
She ain't coming. If she gets smashed in the pub and we send her the link, then maybe that's going to be a 6-0 win or something like that. You know what I mean? Sorry, the rest of these scores up. He gave Ahmad an 8.
See, I don't want to have agendas, and obviously going back to Dalot before we quickly move on to Ahmad. I don't like Dalot, but I don't think he was a 2 for the game. If you're just going to talk about the game, he went a 2. So that's me taking the agenda out of it.
So what are you going to give him?
Agenda, and then my for Dalot, I'd probably go maybe a 4 because he was below average, but he went, dog crap. Like he weren't that bad, but I want him gone anyway in general. But Ahmad, he's been my issue all season, and I've been telling you this for ages. So for him to have an 8, he wasn't an 8, but he weren't bad. Like for that, he's given Ahmad man of the match. He went man of the match.
No, Sesko, he's given man of the match.
Or joint man of the match then. So he weren't man of the match, but he weren't bad. He does offer. We play differently. That is definitely for certain. When Ahmad plays on the right wing back position compared to a Dalot,
I think Mbeumo's key. I think Mbeumo at the moment is key to a lot of what Ahmad is capable of doing. Mbeumo's so intelligent.
I've noticed though when Ahmad, Mbeumo has a lot of his worst games when Ahmad's on the field. I've noticed that at the moment.
And Mbeumo played good. Mbeumo was all right on.
He was okay, but it wasn't one of his best games. It wasn't one of his best games. That's what I'm saying. He's having his worst games when Ahmad's playing on that right side. I don't know why it is, but I'm not saying Mbeumo's bad. Definitely not saying Mbeumo's bad. But yeah. If it means Dalot's going to be playing left wing back and Ahmad plays right wing back, then so be it.
Dalot won't hold down that space.
I prefer Ahmad as right wing back than a Tendo. That's for certain.
Okay. Well,
wow. Can I just say, I think 7 would be fair for Ahmad. I was watching the game and I was watching and thinking, every time he got the ball, he's got his head up. His first touch there's a couple of passes he received. First touch, killed it dead and just driving at people. He's unique in that sense. There's no one like him. And his link-up plays, always got his head up, look at the link-up. He had a lovely shot on target, which he came from the right, cut inside, curled it around the defender. The keeper made a good save. Could have been in the corner a bit more, but it's a good shot on target. He's a threat. And playing him at wing-back, he's not one of these guys who's complaining or moaning about it. I see him when we're in defensive actions. He's out there going one-on-one with their wide guy who they're trying to isolate him. And he's physical enough, he's strong enough and believes himself enough to do that defensive side of jobs as well, knowing that occasionally he's going to get freed up in space and give us a creative force wide that we don't get from any other player in a wing-back position. So I'm a big endorser of Amad Diallo. I'm really surprised he's playing that position, but what we saw with the Portuguese when he was playing in Sporting, he had a left-footed winger playing in that position too.
Yeah.
It was very effective. So I can see the similarities of what the manager's trying to do there. And he's turned up at Man United and said, you're just like the other guy that I had at Sporting. And for him to adapt to that position and not complain, it shows he's professional. We talk about Mason Mount, what makes him trustworthy. I think he trusts in Amad as well. And so I want to see him grow in that position. Ideally, I want to see him in a 10, but as he's the youngest, he gets sacrificed and he's playing that position. You have to give him credit for that and credit for trying his best in defensive actions as well. But going forward, he's a really good threat in the wide areas for us, and he creates penalties. We've got penalties from him. He drives forward. He's a nightmare to play against. He can go left or right. So I'm really pro Amad. I'm really surprised you said that, Rio. I respect your opinion.
Like for a while.
And,
it'd be interesting if he gets the the starting position for Liverpool and he goes Amad and goes with Dorgu or Dalot on the left side again. Be interesting.
There you go. See, Amad has not had a terrible season, but him and Mbeumo is saying that he links up a lot and created all of our chances. I said I don't know what.
He's lacking confidence. He's lacking confidence. Definitely. And I'm there for what it must be the table.
Steph, okay, so Steph, I remember the age that you told me that you saw your first game.
Oh yeah, that caught us off guard.
If you're up near table dancing, my sweetheart, fair play to you. Fair play to you. Look, I'm gonna try and bring us down to earth just a little bit. Vaughn said that, you know what? It's true, It's true. You're never too old. Vaughn had a comment saying that
Steph,
we've only beaten Sunderland. Oh Jesus, Steph, Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it up there though. I don't care. I'm not posting. Sorry, I'm not sure where this conversation's going, but let me just take that off. Vaughn is saying, obviously it's only Sunderland. We beat Sunderland. We've won one game, and everybody's going giddy. We do need to remember that it is Sunderland, and we haven't beaten us. We deserve better. States every week. We haven't beaten anybody with 10 men, with over 10 men who hasn't been promoted. So, is there? It's his 50th game. Is there green shoots now? Is this another false dawn? Do you think that obviously we've got Liverpool next, but we'll talk about that. Let's just try and bask in the glory of this for a couple of days before we start being realistic about the Liverpool game. We've got a little bit of time. Do you think that this is something that he can actually build on now? As I said, our home form is I think has been pretty good offensive wise. Do you think that they can move forward from this in regards to what they're doing? Is Mount now key? I mean, we deserve better. Put down that he's building a team around the players who's injured. I'm not sure he's building it around Mount, but I think Mount is quite important to maybe the system or what he wants to be done. Do you think that
I
we
don't
should be
know.
beating Sunderland, shouldn't we? Let's be
Yeah,
honest. It's
yeah.
a team
But
we
then
should
now
be beating.
my frustration now is though we've got the international break. So now I feel like we've got these good ideas. Mason Mount, yeah, he should be in this team because he should absolutely be starting the Liverpool game, in my opinion. I don't know. I just feel like Amram, he won't start him in the next game, and we'll be pondering because Cunha's been benched, and he'll come back into the team. To answer the question, can there be something to build on this? Absolutely, absolutely. I think he just needs to figure out the players that he can trust. I think once he cracks that, I think there'll be something to like work upon, and then hopefully there's an expectation from the fan base, because obviously there's going to be a lot of pressure when it comes to the Liverpool game, and rightfully so. But hopefully, we can temper our expectations a little bit and not be too harsh when it comes to that game.
All right, yeah, but Rio just said about the important players to the team. Who do you think the important players to Amrin are? Guys in the chat.
To Amrin.
Well. Yeah. Who does Amrin see as his key players?
From what I've observed, I think it's the spine. It's going to be the spine of the team, which is always your strength. I think Amrin likes De Ligt, and I'm starting to like him too. I like Harry Maguire, but after the performance the other day, I have to give it dues. I thought De Ligt was really good with his communication. He's doing what the manager wants to do with our defensive line, so we weren't getting caught out too many times. He's very vocal. This is what I'm saying about a real leader on the pitch. So that's one player, the player that you can trust, because the leader, he's following instructions, he's organising. If you're Euro, if you're Luke Shaw, you can hear De Ligt all throughout the game. And sometimes you can stroll through games just from having good communication and understand what you need to do at right times. As the manager said when he first arrived at the club, he wants to get to players in the position where wherever they are, without the ball, they know exactly what they need to be doing. And that's why you need vocal players on the pitch who can be the manager and represent what the manager demands on the pitch. And you see that clearly. I was watching closely. De Ligt is a player that the manager really is essential for him at the moment. Then beyond that, going in midfield, I think the manager's playing Bruno a lot. I think, and Bruno, regardless of what people will say, negative or positive, he is there. He has to play. You have to find room for him because he's so talented. I've seen him slowing down the game, getting in positions, playing lovely passes. It dictates the.
Sorry to interrupt you. But do you think he trusts Bruno? That's the question.
I think he trusts him. What we have to understand, I think he trusts him to deliver what he does. So what we all know, we all know what Bruno can do. He can, the things I was just talking about, on the ball in tight areas, he can play himself out of trouble. He can link up the play little 1-2s, get himself out of trouble, link up the play. He talks to amongst the team. Like I mentioned with De Ligt, he's talking to his teammates. He's talking to the younger players. Like I said about Elanga gave great reviews about Bruno, saying what a great, wonderful leader he is and how he talks to players, and he's someone you can look up to and take responsibility. So I think the manager trusts him in that respect, knowing that to get the best out of the team, you need someone on the pitch who's going to deliver and communicate what we want. So I think the manager trusts him because he thinks. I think the manager trusts that Bruno understands what we're trying to do out there. Whether he does it or not on the pitch, I don't know, but I think he trusts him enough to do that, and he knows that he's got the creative force as well, and that he's respected on the pitch. So you take him away, we might have a huge void in our talent on the pitch, in my opinion. So he trusts him as well. And the last guy I think he trusts is Mbeumo. I think he's come into the side and had a good impact. There's three players: De Ligt, Bruno, and Mbeumo. I think Mbeumo, we trust him because now we've got that running power, that force, that we can sort of create things. You see the flick-ons from Sesko. We saw the penalty, the sending off from the thing. We see the threat that he offers us. And when he got that threat, suddenly we can force our way up the pitch because we will stretch teams. And that's why I think those are the three key players for us at the moment. And we talked about Mount, but Mount's not consistent enough as him playing all the time. But those three for me. What about you guys?
I agree with those three. I just don't think it's enough. You really want. I'm not going to compare us to Arsenal, but Arsenal have maybe 7 key players that play. Until we reach 7, 6 maybe, but I think until we reach 7, where we know the big games. You know, the big game. Arsenal are going to play Saliba and Gabriel and Saka and Gyökeres.
Rice.
Gyökeres, he's going to. You understand that there's players that you know are going to play in all of the big games. Madueke, you know, he's not going to play over Saka in the big game. It's going to, and that's
yeah.
We don't have those key players. That you only named 3. I would like to add Sesko to that, because Xerxes not going to get any game time anytime soon. I actually think he'd probably get. If they could shift him in the summer, to be fair.
That makes me sad, you know, that does. But yeah,
it does. But what can you do? So Rio, I put the same question to you. You put it out there. Who do you think the key players are for Man United? Are those 3 that we've called?
Yeah. So it's going to be them. It is going to be them. I annoyingly think he trusts Dalot. I think he trusts Dalot wrongly. I don't know why, and I think it might be going back to the Portuguese link-up thing. I don't know, but that frustrates me. And does he trust Ugarte? I don't know.
No, he doesn't. No. Ugarte, if he could get Ugarte gone, I think he would get Ugarte gone. At the end of the day, you want to play possession football, and one of your key players in there keep kicking the ball away.
Yeah,
that's why Scott went. You know what I mean? That's why I hate McTominay, because he couldn't pass the ball 5 yards. So because Ugarte is Portuguese, Uruguayan, my hatred for him isn't going to be any less than Scott. You know what I mean? They're both trash.
Yeah,
so,
no, I agree.
You know,
I agree.
And don't forget, you sold him once. You know, I understand they're a selling club, but they did actually sell him once. Is there anybody you want to become a key player? Look, we want mainly to become a key player, but it's not going to happen.
I want
so we'll forget about that for another show.
I want that to work. Obviously, he's young, so in terms of trust and being a reliable source, I want him to just come good. I want him to be like, I want to be able to like check the team sheet and not know that he's been dropped again. Yeah, he probably deserves to be taken out from time to time because his performances aren't as consistent. But he's an Amorim signing, isn't he? He was an Amorim signing. So, but you know that I want to see him come good. But other than that, and then as you say, Sesko, but that's a bit of a weird one as a striker. But that will happen when the goals start flowing, which they are. So he will naturally just cement.
What did he have? What did he have on Saturday? One chance?
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much, and took it.
He's doing his job. He's doing his job. I slyly and silently want him to score more Prem goals than Gyökeres.
I think he will. I think he will. Jock Lesnar, glycogen. He's not. He's awful. He's awful.
So you think that we got the just?
Oh yeah, we do.
You think we got the better option?
Yeah. But the chap, bloody Voldemort, whatever his name is, at Newcastle. He's not looking too bad at this moment in time.
Did you watch him in the Euros, the under-21s?
The unders, yeah.
Was he good? Yeah.
Best player in the tournament by a mile.
What Voltamada? Yeah.
Yeah. Best player in the tournament by a mile. He's killing guys. He's big, tall, strong, scoring headers, giving the ball in his feet, turn away from players. He's quick as well. I'm not surprised to see him doing well at Newcastle. Really, that's a good steal to get.
And he'll get the service. He will get the service.
Yeah,
that's what they make chances, and hopefully we'll get that at United for Sesko.
Yeah. I think that's what once Sesko starts getting lots of chances, that's when we'll see him score lots of goals.
Yeah.
At the moment, we're still. I said, look, it was Sunderland. I'm more like Farn than I just feel because it's Sunderland, we've still. I want us to be a proper team.
Yeah. Just going back to what you're saying there, like, did you see his movement for the goal? This is what you want to see. Yeah. So we had -9 last year, where wasn't doing this sort of movement to score goals. It was natural entry. Started blindsided the defender and then got in front of him for the flick on and just tapped it home. And still had to direct it with his foot. Great movement, just subtle things like that I like to see from a striker. So he's ticking boxes for me. The only thing, I watched Haaland score a goal against Brentford, where he absolutely ragdolled the defender. And I was thinking, More of that, Sesko. You're 6'5". You look pretty. You got your hairstyle nice and neat and everything. I want to see roughhouse. You need to rough out these defenders because the way Haaland did that, I was thinking, wow, that was awesome. It's embarrassing for the defender. Usually defenders do that to strikers, rough them up and say, you're gonna have a nightmare today. But Haaland just like,
and he only had, I think Haaland only had one chance that game as well, and that was the chance.
Wow. Yeah.
That was the chance. So he knows that he has to do that, and you're right. Sesko's got that in his locker. He can do that.
He can. It's a mentality thing, though, isn't it? If he can bring more of that, I think he's a bit pretty. He needs to be a bit more ugly, and then I'd say, yeah, that would be making more.
And when you say ugly, what do you mean? As in elbows and arms?
Really put it on, rather than you go out there and defenders are putting it on you and say, who are you? You know all the mind games that go on. You go out there and even if you have to, elbows, whatever, and not say get sent off, but just show them I ain't to be messed with, Show them I'm here for it. You want to rough this up? You want to go to war? Bam, let's do it. And go to war with these guys because that's what Haaland's doing. And he's smiling afterwards. You ragdolled the guy completely.
Yeah.
And the guy has to reconsider, what he's doing. He's going to be getting rid. You know what trick people are, right? They're going to be telling him, his teammates going to be telling him, man, you showed him the photo on the phone. You look what happened to you. And it's not going to be able to sleep. So Sesko, as big as you are, I want to see some of that. If you can add that to his game as well, man, I'll be excited.
Well, look, we can only hope. We know his ceiling is high. Maybe it's not as high as Haaland, but it's definitely higher than -9s, which I want to get onto. Isn't it strange that Rio, you were saying there's not much news today about United, and that's because United won. If they want to keep all of the bullshit out of the press, they need to keep winning. I didn't know. To be fair, I didn't know -9 scored again. I saw Rashford's goal, and I'm over the moon for him. It sweets me when he scores. Now I've accepted that he's not coming back, and I like the fact that he scores. But my thing with -9. So I said to you already, the Italian league is shit. Yeah. We had bloody Scott going over there getting number 38 in the Ballon d'Or, and we've now got -9 who could not hit the moon. He couldn't hit the moon with a football. Is now scoring goals for fun in. I'm glad he's gone over there. And I'm glad he's gone. And I just want them to get the money in nice and early in January to do their job. Yeah, they have made mistakes in the market, but I have in no world do I feel that we made a mistake in getting rid of the two that we got rid of.
No. It helps that he's got bloody Kevin De Bruyne providing him balls left, right, and center as well. So that goes without saying. But no, it was the correct decision to let those two go. And hopefully, as you say, Napoli get that Champions League spot, because then they can cash in on that clause, can't they, to keep him?
Oh, he's on loan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he's on loan. Yeah, so they qualify for Champions League. Ain't no headache. He'll be gone. Andrew, I'm gonna bring this up on Friday as well. Works and Kirkes are shitting the bed at Anfield so far. It's not looking good. I'm not gonna say it's not looking good, but everybody's so quick to label people champions and label people trash and relegation fodder after 5 games. It's nice. I'm glad they lost 3 games in a row. Could they make it 4 against us? We'll discuss that later on in maybe 10 days or so. But yes, Rio, don't say it at all, bro. Don't. If you ain't going, then we've got a chance, innit? We've got a chance. 4 away from 20, guys. Just give us the 4. Give us the 4. We got 6. We're 6 minutes and counting to give us the 4. Yeah. Yeah. It does. It does. We'll talk about them. We'll talk about them another time. Manu. He's not getting no game time. Let's be honest. Him coming into the team, I said already, is he going to be scoring 100 goals? and the amount of goals that Bruno's been so influential. He's getting 15 minutes. Who did he come on for? Did he even come on for Bruno?
I can't actually remember. No, I don't think.
I don't think he did.
And Bremo came off, and Casemiro. I remember the sub. He came on for like a fullback, wing back. Yeah, wherever he is, he played in the 6 position when he did come on, and he played all right for the minutes here. But you can see in his face, he looks like he hasn't got the emotion. Yeah, he looks great. Yeah, he looks dejected. But all it takes is because he's not getting the minutes to remind people, who must have forgot what talent he is, and it must be disappointing. But this is a real good test for him, and we can see what sort of professional he is. Whether he's like Garnacho, whether he's like Pogba, because there could be a lot of people in his ear right now trying to get his head turned and say anything. But let's see if he's patient enough to stick with it, and if he trusts the manager. Because you, Mr. B, like to call managers liars when they make false promises, don't they? You've mentioned previous managers in the past and referred to them as liars because they promised things and didn't deliver. It's going to get to a point where he's not going to believe in the manager anymore. I think the manager said to him, just stick with this, show that you're young. We have to do things the right way. Trust me, you're going to get back in. I think the trust is wavering at the moment, but I think he's got to bear with it. To give it the season and see where he's at with game time and all that at the end of the season. Because if you start leaving now, that would say to me, you want too much too soon.
Wow. The only issue with that though is we've got a tournament at the end of the season.
Yeah,
but he wasn't in the last. See, the thing is, even with that, because he wasn't in the last, he's been injured for so long. I wouldn't classify him as an England regular. Yeah, he got a taste of the tournament, but he's not an England regular.
He could have been though.
Cole is an England regular. Yeah, he probably could have been if he was playing. Cole is an England regular. Once he gets back fit. I mean, look, they're not even picking Jude at the moment. So, there's a lot of things that he has to do. I'm not sure leaving would be the right thing, but I actually think his mind is made up and he's going to be gone. I don't see in any world where the thing is, I want Manu to play, but I want United to win. If it means that Amrin has to stay, then yeah, I just have to accept that. I just have to accept that. So do we accept that Manu is going to be gone? Do we accept that he should be staying? Because, but you were saying about dangling a carrot and testing his character. And my thing was, how long is the rope that he's dangling? There has to be at some stage, you have to give him a taste of what, and I don't think he's been given a taste. So
he's getting a taste of the stick. It's the carrot and the stick, isn't it? Here's the thing: you can get game time, but at the moment he's getting beaten with the stick. He's only getting a few minutes to perform or show anything. So he would be going to the manager saying, "How am I supposed to get in the team if you only give me 20 minutes or not even 20 minutes?" That's where the dilemma comes. But he did bring him on as the first sub ahead of Agate and whoever else came on the pitch. He did bring him on earlier to show there's a bit of heart for him. And he's maybe sometimes you have to, we don't know what it's like working with Manu. We have to trust the manager to get the best out of him. Sometimes you have to, really stretch them to see how far you can push them to get a reaction. And that's what I'm hoping the manager's doing with him, trying to get, really sort of put him under and see what reaction he gets from him, because he's being professional, he's doing everything right, he's been brought up well. He's not a Greenwood or a Sancho or one of these mindset players or Rashford. He seems to be grounded, mature. And sometimes when you're like that, you can get the P taken out of you, which he might feel is happening to him now. If it was a different character, maybe he wouldn't go through all this. But he can see what's happened to Ahmad. Ahmad stuck with it, been on loan, come to the club, messed around, and he's worked for his place. And because he's been disciplined, done the right work and training and professionalism, that's why he's in now. And I think Ahmad, when he sees an example like that, he can say, all right, there is evidence that it can be done.
You say that. Manu was brought on with 13 minutes left of the game.
Not enough.
Yeah, I just hope it doesn't go the opposite way, where there's that threshold of that sweet spot of bam, yep, that's the guy. Are we waiting? Is it two lesser minutes where we're waiting this long? It might have the adverse effect, and it's actually it might break him. We might lose the player. Yeah, and I think today was the first time I've actually realized proper, and I think you have already said it, that we should have got rid of Bruno when we had the chance because of the money. Because that ultimately, no Bruno, Carby, you would assume, would be getting a lot more game time.
And you got to think as well, now we're being linked with, with midfielders. We've been linked with Borton, Baleba, whether he's down tools and he's mentally gone after the link that he didn't come to us, or...
Are you happy about that, by the way?
What's that?
So a player that we wanted is now down in tools somewhere else.
Do you know
what's your thoughts on that?
I don't watch Brighton enough to know if he's stinking out the place or if it's a personal issue. He is stinking, yeah.
On the field, he's getting subbed off just after
right.
half
But
time.
Is it him that is slow? Is it?
I get what you mean. Is the performance is happening because of him on the field, or is it down to his mistakes and stuff?
Right. This is what I'm asking. This is the part of it that I want to know. I'm going to be honest, right? If Baleba playing like a pussy on means that we can get him for 60 mil, then glory, Baleba. Because it's. I understand mentally you don't want a player who's willing to down tools, but sometimes you have to do
what. Yeah, I get what you mean. Do we need that?
I mean, you hope that Real Madrid don't come in for it if he comes to us, and then he does the same thing because Real Madrid are in the Champions League and they're a higher level, higher level club. But we need a central midfielder, and if the price drops because he's not playing well, then I'm sorry, I will gladly accept that. I mean, Andrew's got in here. He prefers Anderson from Forest. He's going to go back to Newcastle. I think Newcastle, Eddie Howe's already made it, public knowledge that if there's an opportunity to take him back, he will take him back with open arms. I mean, managers don't say that, and the fact that they've got Ange going in there just causing that chaos. I don't see it's an issue that he goes back to Newcastle. I just don't see that we can get him.
Just going back to Baleba, your question is professionalism, and because he's had his head turned and suddenly you say he's not playing well. I don't think he's not playing well. They were 2-0 up the other day. I think it's Spurs, and they dragged him off at half time or around that time. Maybe got booked, or maybe he was responsible for one of the goals. I can't remember where it was, but they dragged him off, and then they ended up drawing. And I'm just looking at the weekend. They drew with Wolves, who are a team that were really struggling this season. And he once again, looking here, Baleba, he was subbed. He got booked off 20 minutes. He was subbed on the 46th minute. And so it's the manager who's actually taken him off, and they got another poor result. They were in a winning position with him on the pitch, and the other day they're taking him off and they end up drawing the game. So I don't think we should question his character. He's had his head turned. That's a great move for him, for his career, and for his family and his legacy to go to Man United Football Club. I probably asked for it, being a bit disappointed. Now the manager is using him as an example. They say that if this is at Man United, we're talking about how our manager's treating Kobe. It's a different thing altogether. I think he's trying to get the best out of Kobe. This manager is punishing Baleba by taking him off and then looking at the results saying, he's not. We're saying, and the word is, Baleba's, he's got his head down. He's not playing anymore for them. That's not true. The manager's taking them off. That's vindictive, and I'm sure we'll hear more about that later in the future, because I just think that's out of order. The managers do that thinking, well, you're not part of my plans anymore. You clearly want to go, and you disrespected the club. I can't be seen now in front of the other players to be playing you consistently, because knowing you're going to be your head turned, you're going to be gone. It's about his manager's thinking about himself and not the club. He's a great player. He should still be playing.
Okay, well, look, the January window's coming. We'll obviously get. Yeah, but you know what it's going to be like, man. Come come November.
We need something to talk about this week. It's international.
Yeah, well, we we do, but it's it's going to ramp up, brother. And then as much as I get frustrated, I'm not going to talk about transfer windows. I get kidded into thinking that we're going to actually sign somebody in January, which I actually don't think we're going to do. I don't care how much money they say they have or don't have. We're up to 10th, which is respectable.
Yay.
We're above a lot of teams who are supposed to be not in crisis. We're in crisis and we're in 10th. Let's hope we don't finish there. We do have Liverpool in 2 weeks, which we will discuss closer to the time. Is there anything else you guys want to bring up or talk about before? He said it's shameless. Anything else you want to bring up before we depart for the next 23 hours?
Not me. I'm quite happy. It's the start of the week. Let's move on and just get some good shows out this week. And hopefully we get some news, some topics, that we can dive. What was it? Get the meat and bones off the topic, as Rebel said.
As Rebel says, isn't it? Yeah, the bones and the meat and the bones and the bones and the meat and the bone.
Boiled beef and carrots off the.
Yeah. Look, he'll fill us in tomorrow. The Rebel Meister's back. His teeth are fixed now. So yeah, look, we've got 9th, 10th, and 12th here. Bloody hell, we won't finish 12. Let's hope we don't finish 12. Rio, anything else you want to say before we depart?
No, all good. As you say, international break. It will be interesting to see what players come out of the woodwork with their comments to their local journalists.
To be fair, I don't think we have. Well, this week I don't think we're going to have anybody talking.
Yeah, but Garnacho's left, so.
Yeah, exactly. We won't have anybody. We won't have anybody talking. So it's good. It'll be a nice silent week. Let's see. Say, glad call that. We'll probably discuss that at another stage. We ain't gonna do that now. But maybe that'll be the Friday once we start drinking. It will end up being a 4-hour show.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one. What I come out today.
Yeah, that's a deep one.
Oh, you need to check that, Yaba. That's probably one for you to check when you come off.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right, guys. Look, thanks for watching. We will be back tomorrow. Fingers crossed and God willing. Yaba, good to have you back. I'm sad. Good to have you back. I'm good to be back.
Good to have you back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I got that wrong, didn't I, Rio? Thanks for doing your thing over the last couple of days, man. Guys, we'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the chat, and we'll be back tomorrow.